Group's Chapter 9 review, Leading People and Organizations, by Jessica, Remy, and Leilani. Many people can be leaders, but few are effective leaders. Effective leaders can read others and their emotions in order to effectively motivate others to achieve a common goal. There are two types of leaders, formal and informal leaders. A formal leader has a title such as a manager. This doesn't necessarily mean that they have all these traits of a good leader, but it also means that they could. An informal leader has no title, but they influence without a formal position. They influence others with authority. And they can have the same traits that an actual leader would have, like influencing employees and motivating them and things like that.
True approach to leadership. What defines a leader? What are the most common traits in a leader? If you look at figure 9.1 in the PowerPoint, it outlines typical traits found in an effective leader. This includes integrity, intelligence, self-esteem, extroversion, conscientious, open to experience. Other indicators of a strong leader include general mental ability, known as G. Typical people who have high mental abilities are more likely viewed as leaders in the environment, as well as the Big 5 personality traits. Big 5 personality traits. If you look at table 9.2 in the PowerPoint, it lists the 5 common personality traits, which are openness, conscientious, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Most effective leaders are curious, creative, open to new ideas, organized, systematic, punctual, dependable, outgoing, trusting, and kind. Effective leaders try their best to avoid being moody and temperamental. Behavioral approach to leadership. There are 5 different approaches to leadership behavior. These include task-oriented leader behaviors, people-oriented leader behaviors, autocratic decision-making, democratic decision-making, and laissez-faire decision-making. For task-oriented leader behaviors, leaders structure the roles of subordinates. They provide them with instructions. Leaders get things done and ensure that the goals are met. For people-oriented leader behaviors, they show concern for employee feelings and treat them with respect. They listen to employees and act in the teaching role. For autocratic decision-making, leaders make the decisions alone. For democratic decision-making, employees participate in making a decision. And finally, for laissez-faire, employees are left alone to make the decision. Leaders are less involved and provide minimum guidance.
Now we're going to talk about contemporary approaches to leadership. Earlier, we discussed the different positions that transformational and transactional leaders hold within a company and organization. Now we're going to focus on what exactly makes these individuals leaders. Transformational leaders focus on the company's well-being as a whole, and they motivate by aligning the leader and the employees' goals together. Transactional leaders ensure that employees demonstrate the correct behavior, and in exchange, they provide the employee with resources. Table 9.5 shows us different methods used between transformational and transactional leaders. A few of those examples are charisma to inspire employees, inspirational motivation to develop visions, individualized consideration to show support. For transactional, they use contingent rewards to reward employees for their accomplishments, and active and passive management, where they leave employees alone, but they are paid when needed. Now let's look at leader-member exchange theory, or LMX. This is an important theory because it allows us to evaluate the different types of relationships that employers have with employees. There's a high-quality LMX relationship and a low-quality LMX relationship. Within a high-quality relationship, usually the employer and the employee have a trust-based relationship, and they go above and beyond to build each other up and promote each other's abilities. Low-quality relationships do not have trust or respect. They do not go above and beyond to help one another out. Now let's take a look at two other types of leadership: servant leadership and authentic leadership. Within a servant leadership, they believe that they're obligated to put employees, customers, and a community first because to them, serving the needs of others is most important. In authentic leadership, they believe that effective leaders must be true to themselves, are self-aware, and have high levels of personal integrity. What are some problems related to leadership? Well, let's take a look. There are abusive leadership roles, and also there can be leadership roles where the leader may lack humility. In abusive leadership, you may see signs of silent treatment, rudeness, lying, breaking promises, reminding employees of past mistakes. When a leader lacks humility, they're unable to view their own mistakes, they're unable to share leadership or be open to feedback. Thank you for taking the time to listen to and view our presentation.